evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the world of V-Gaming Junkie News. There is no dross here, nothing but pure gaming-related meatiness. It's all about the electronic good stuff as we dive deep into all that's new in the various interactive virtual worlds. We start out this week's story with a bit of a privacy tale. It would seem the Ps5 is going to allow people to essentially record the voice chat and send it to Sony for judging. The idea, of course, is that it'll weed out people harassing other players or such things like that. Gonna have to be honest, guys, I'm a little against this approach. It's too heavy-handed and essentially means that Sony can spy on you anytime they want. Granted, it's probably not the most egregious thing in the world since there's not exactly much expectation of privacy when people are streaming and the like, but it's still a little too aggressive. Muting and maybe the option to vote kick if they are doing something completely out of line like TF2 already does seems like a much better system than taking records of the entire voice chat and giving them to Sony. This seems like something that could easily be abused, and given Sony's recent track record of doing things like forcing censorship of games, especially Japanese-themed games, I don't exactly have a lot of trust for them right now. So Nintendo has done one of their favorite pastimes, which is sending out cease and desist letters. The latest to be hit by this, at least high profile, is a social media influencer named Princess. She's used the Pokemon brand not only in her username, but she's also used its likeness in her own merchandise. She alleges that others have gotten away with it and that Nintendo is targeting her specifically due to being an adult entertainer. Honestly, this is why I changed my username on here. Some of you may have remembered my name used to be Metroid Junkie before I changed it to V-Gaming Junkie. The reason I did that is so that I can make it my own. Apart from Nintendo, I was gonna make it Video Gaming Junkie, but I just shortened it to V-Gaming Junkie. Metroid is still my favorite game series, and I still, as of right now, still have a Metroid in the avatar, but I'm distancing myself just a bit to keep things like this from happening. By the way, a tip to our lovely little princess here. Parody is perfectly legal, so I'd look into that as an option. On a lighter story, it would seem Among Us continues to explode in popularity, with combined YouTube views exceeding 4 billion. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty sus to me. I wonder how many of those views are legitimate and aren't just, imposters. Seriously though, that's pretty big. It just goes to show that sometimes the simplest game mechanics can lead to huge financial gains. As if games like Five Nights at Freddy's and Undertale didn't already prove that. Me personally, I've yet to play it, but I have a basic idea how it functions, and I've already seen some really funny related material, such as one that splices Among Us with TF2's Meet the Spy. It's all in good fun after all, and nobody's getting hurt aside from the falsely accused who were thrown out of airlocks, but that's beside the point. If you're a fan of turbo graphics and PC Engine, you might be interested in Analog's newest creation. They call it the Analog Duo, which allows you to play games from either one. Naturally, if that's all it was, it wouldn't be very interesting now, would it? According to GameSpot, it'll feature 1080p output, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity, as well as support for USB and original TurboGrafx 16 controller port. However, while that sounds pretty interesting, it's retailing at a fairly hefty $200. You can decide for yourself if it's worth that much. I'll of course be giving this one a pass. Even if I had that kind of money to spend, I'd probably just get PC upgrades or something. As always, provided by Games Radar. Without their knowledge, it's time for this week's round of release dates. The 20th actually has a couple I'm interested in, namely Amnesia Rebirth for PC and PS4 and Doom Eternal's The Ancient Gods Part 1 DLC for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Having live streamed both Doom Eternal and as of yesterday Amnesia and Machine for Pigs, both of them are definitely on my list of things to look out for. Drone Swarm, The Guys, and Solista, Crown of the Magister also released on the same date for PC. The 21st sees Love and Tenderfoot Tactics for PC. The 22nd sees Disc Room for PC and Switch, as well as Double Pug Switch for the 4 major platforms. Also releasing on the 22nd is Dwarfheim and Hello Puppets for the PC. As the first to not release on PC, Pokemon Sword and Shield's The Crown Tundra expansion releases for Switch on the 22nd. The Red Lantern for PC, Xbox One, and Switch, as well as Valhalla Harbinger for PC, also released on the 22nd. The 23rd sees Supermarket Shriek for PC, PS4, and Switch, and finally Transformers Battlegrounds for all 4 major platforms. As I mentioned before, Amnesia Machine for Pigs is the epic freebie, but it also comes with Kingdom New Lands, and they're both available until next Thursday. What better survival horror game to live stream than one that's popularly acclaimed and just became free? And once again, that is it for this week's news broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it and were well enough informed. I'm not so much visually improving it now that I think I found a good balance, and that's honestly the reason I looked into the Kinect solution in the first place. It allows me to easily pump out new videos after I put in the initial investment to set things up, so it helps keep it somewhat relevant. Trust me, even a weekly schedule would be a pain in the backside if I had to animate it manually. As always, I've got a live stream coming up Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but the jury's still out there as to what I'll be streaming for it. If you want to be part of the conversation on that front, feel free to check out my Discord in the description below. Let's Plays are every day at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can subscribe and hit the bell icon to keep notified and all that good stuff. A like is appreciated if you genuinely like this video, but that is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Go capitalize on life, and I'll see you next Saturday with more gaming news.